Hi guys, welcome to Sports and Ish with Misty V and Rachael Leigh. Thanks for joining in today. We've got a bunch going on in the sports world to talk about, some, personal stuff going on. Why not? Why not get into it? So, how's it going, Misty? How are you?
It's going. I literally just walked in the door from work about 25 minutes ago. So no,
Right?
it's good. It's good.
That
And
means we're in
I
season,
actually
right?
I'm totally in season. I had somebody was in my office today, an older gentleman. He was like, "Why?" It was his first sports massage, and he said, "Why on earth does anybody get this done so often?" I said,
Oh
"Oh,
my
was it
gosh.
that bad?"
I feel his pain, but I mean, you got
It was good.
to do what you got to do.
We
It's
totally
a good hurt. It's a good hurt. The next day, you're like, oh, thank God.
That's so good. I've never talked about my actual massage therapist because people ask, well, who do you use? She is actually one of my CrossFit coaches, and I'm going to shout her out for a minute because I'm sorry, she's amazing.
Please do. Yes.
She's a huge inspiration to me in life. Okay, so let me just say, my CrossFit coach is 65 years old, four times CrossFit Games athlete competitor. And this past
Amazing.
weekend, she actually just broke a world record in Olympic lifting.
Really? Oh
Liz
my God.
Cole, everybody Liz Cole. That is my actual massage therapist. She's my CrossFit coach. She's my friend. She's my mentor. Liz, I love you. Congratulations. She's actually competing again this weekend at CrossFit Mayhem, which is where Rich Froning is. If you're a CrossFit fan, you know who Rich Froning is. She has another huge meet there this weekend. Liz, best of luck. I love you so much. I can't wait to see you kill it. Anyways,
Yeah,
go
Liz,
Liz
good
Cole.
luck. Woo!
But that is my massage therapist, and she's only like 4'11", and she tears a hole into me. She's so amazingly strong. Obviously CrossFit, but she is amazingly strong.
Yeah.
But anyways, on to the good stuff. So what's going on in your world? Talk to me, Rach.
Same as you. Busy, busy.
Yeah.
Two back-to-back home games means no rest for us. So,
No.
and it's
No.
holiday time, it's Christmas time. So it's funny. We have a Christmas party for the organization, the Bengals organization. And then I kind of work with a bunch of different offices in the Ohio area, in Cincinnati, Dayton area. And so all of our Christmas parties are on the same day.
No. No.
I'm
What?
not kidding. So like one starts at 4:30, the other one starts at 5, and the other one starts at 6. And so I'm like, oh my gosh.
You're gonna be hopping. What are the odds that all the parties would be on the same day?
I know.
Seriously.
I know. I was like, just my luck. Cause I mean, you have to show up and it's totally different when you see people outside of like the work environment, even like with cheer and stuff too. It's just
Yeah.
more fun. Everybody's laid back a little bit. You have, some good food, maybe a drink, whatever. And it's just like a good, relaxing, people are a little like
Laid back.
more in their element, I guess, which is nice. So I know I have to figure it out. I have to go to all three.
I've been an entrepreneur for so long, so I have missed Christmas parties, but I do remember in my corporate America days, I felt like Christmas parties were like the time when you saw people get drunk that you've never seen get drunk before. Yeah, you'd see like Nancy
That's
from
true.
HR cutting a rug, like, what is
Mhm.
Nancy doing? But
Their true personality comes out.
always, they were dancing, they were drinking. You're like, was that her third shot?
Oh my gosh. I know.
So, no, go ahead.
Well, yeah, the next day in the office, you're like, okay, after you left, you're like, okay, so what happened when I left? Any good juicy stories? You know who to go to that will have those stories
Yeah,
for you.
so and so went home with so and so, and then
So and so got drunk, and this is what they said, and this is what they did, and you're like, oh my gosh,
she got sick. We all saw it. Like,
too
oh,
funny.
Christmas party. So how's your shopping going so far? Where are you at on that?
So, have you done any Christmas shopping?
You know what? I have. Let me just say, I get off easy because my children are older. I've done
Yeah.
everything online. I've not had to do one single thing in person. Everything is online. So
It
the
makes
things are
it
just,
easy. Yeah.
they're just showing up at the door, right? And then I learned a long time ago. Again, I've been a mom for almost 24 years. I learned a long time ago, don't wait until the night before to wrap all the presents because it hurts. It's painful, right?
Oh,
To
yeah.
sit on the floor and just wrap your neck, your back, everything hurts.
Okay,
My
so
neck,
you've been doing this
my
for a
back.
while, right?
Um, so like I know now, wrap the presents as they come in because obviously the jig is up. We know there's no Santa. My kids are grown.
Yeah, right.
So they get wrapped, slid right underneath the tree one by one. There's no night before, there's no me sitting down with 20 presents anymore and just crippling myself. Done. What about you? Where are you at with your shopping?
Well, first, let me ask you, do you have any tips or tricks when it comes to like finding cheap wrapping paper and like where do you go for like all of that stuff? Because I'm like, there's I know people for like decorations that are like, wait till the day, the day after, the week after Christmas and go buy all your Christmas. I
Yeah,
need to
yeah.
do that. I need to do that.
And just like
Home,
I
Home Goods and TJ Maxx are literally amazing when it comes to decorating.
yes. I
I
was about to
can't
say
count
home
them enough.
goods.
Yeah.
Home goods.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I'm picky about my wrapping paper. I want everything to be just so. And I find that if you go to places like, well, we have Kroger here,
Mhm.
but if you go to some of the local grocery stores, I feel like that wrapping paper is just kind of cheap looking. But if you go to Home Goods, it's thicker, it's prettier. You usually get more yard per roll, and it's just nice. It's a prettier paper. So I go to Home Goods. It's not necessarily cheaper, but it's prettier.
Okay. Good
It's
to
a
know.
pretty paper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I love online shopping as well. There are some things though that I'm like, I need to see in person, like the quality of what I'm looking for. So I have tried to go a little shopping already. And I feel like I went to one of the outlet malls that's close to here, and it was pretty dead. So I
Really?
feel like maybe I'm going at the wrong times. I don't know. Maybe weekends are a little bit crazier because I'm going during the week.
Yeah.
But I'm going after work. So I'm like, you would think that people would still be out and about, but I think a
Around
lot of people are doing what you're doing, just
online.
strictly online. I don't know
There's
if
that.
I'm not a big like Black Friday shopper, but I did go to a couple stores looking for like some electronic things and whatnot for some deals. They had nothing worth
What?
while when I
Really?
went. I
So we're
was
not talking like the usual, get a huge TV for like some sort
right.
of amazing deal. You
I
didn't get
literally
anything
was
like
looking
that.
at TVs and there was
You get a big TV.
nothing. Like, and even a couple days later, a week later, I went back to the store and they still had a bunch lined up. I'm like, that's because there used to be like the big like
Big
breakdown.
sales, the big deals. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I don't know. That's how
I
I feel. I don't know. Maybe some other people have found some deals, but I've had no
let,
luck.
let me ask you this. Did you buy yourself anything on I did.
I bought some Nikes. I'm not gonna lie. They went on sale, and yeah. Um,
Are you gonna wrap those for yourself and put them under the tree?
I know. I have not worn them yet, and I might do that. Is that what you do? You're like, I buy myself some stuff and wrap it.
Like
That's
my
awesome.
my kids are young, right? So they're young and their income levels aren't high, right? You're talking a 23-year-old
Yeah,
and an 18-year-old. They don't have a lot of money. Um,
girl,
and
we
I
need to
feel
do a
like
Christmas party then.
yeah,
Okay.
I feel, so they'll be here. They're here opening all these presents that I bought for them. And there's so many, and I don't want them to feel bad that they bought me like one thing. So
Mhm.
I buy myself presents.
There you go. Do you say from Santa on them? Like, stop. Oh my God, I love that. I
They're
love
like,
that.
wow, mom, you really outdid yourself this year.
Hey, but don't you feel good? You're like, oh, I get to open.
I'm like, this is a nice perfume. Santa did a good job.
Yeah, you're like, I wonder who gave Santa all this
Santa
great
knew.
information on what I like.
These are the best boots ever.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome. So, did you find any steals this year?
I did. I did. So it's one of my favorite bootmakers, I guess, Mark Fisher.
Yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
I love I have these black over the knee boots that I have been in love with for 2 years. Anyways, they make them in brown, and on Cyber Monday they were on sale for half off, so I bought
Oh,
those.
heck yes. Yeah.
And Merry Christmas to me.
Yeah, that's the best. That's the best, especially you like them. Let's get them in another color. That's when you know they're good.
It's true. It's
Oh,
true.
that's awesome. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I still have a ton of shopping to do. So I am gonna try and get that done this weekend because
Same. Like
whew,
we're already a full week into December, and I like you know how our weeks roll, right? The days just kind of flow in. I don't even know. Like someone will say it's Sunday, and I'm like, wait, it is? Is it Sunday? That's how fast these weeks flow. So I'm like, yeah, it's got to get finished up like now. Like just wrap it up, wrap it up. And I want to point
yes.
out because I know that we have a lot of listeners that are thinking like, wow, like not everybody gets to shop. No, this is true. I think I think when I say these things and I'm so excited that I get to do these things because, there was a time in my life, even as a single mother, I wasn't able to do all these things.
Hmm.
But then, now that I'm later in life, I worked really, really hard. I've got a great career. It is such an amazing and freeing feeling to actually be able to do all these things for my family and my loved
Yeah.
ones and to shop. So, in any manner. But anyways, 'tis the season. Don't forget to be giving. Don't forget
Yes.
to be that person that can help somebody else out when opportunity affords you to do so as well. Right?
Yes, I love that. That's what it's all about. The
Yeah,
giving season. I love
definitely.
it.
Definitely. So let's talk about what's going on in sports because Rachel, I have to tell you, your Bills are giving me a little bit of concern. Uh, the word is they one of the top seeds to go to the Super Bowl, and I don't think I like to hear that.
Yes. Yes. I mean, I like to hear that. At least somebody, I truly feel like it could be a Bengals Bills kind of showdown
Wouldn't it be
to
fun?
who goes to the
Fun.
Super Bowl. Um, it was almost that way last year.
I
So
remember. Yeah.
I feel like the Bengals are getting their mojo back and up and going, and like everything's starting to just flow. It kind of, I don't know if you feel this way, but it kind of feels like last season a little bit,
It does.
which
I
no,
know.
I need to like knock on wood right now.
No, seriously, knock on the wood.
But that beating Kansas City, that was awesome. The atmosphere for the game was crazy. A lot of the rookies on the cheerleading team, they were like, "This was the most fun game," and it was funny.
Oh,
Like,
good.
I know it was just like a good feeling, the energy in the stadium, and just having Chase back and all of that stuff was fun.
Electric. It was electric.
Yeah,
It was
it
fun.
was. And I remember I walked into work the next day. So it's funny. Mondays after a game day, I say is a hangover day for me because I feel hungover, but I've drinking zero alcohol. It's just waking up at 5 a.m. on Sunday all day, practicing, dancing, doing all of that stuff, and then going out there for the game and just like being immersed in all of that is
Yeah, it's
exhausting,
exhausting.
but so worth it. That like that Monday morning, I'm like, oh my gosh, okay,
Yeah.
work, let's focus. But when I walked into work, literally, as soon as I'm walking into like towards the office, I'm like hearing all the talks on the street of, oh yeah, I just went to the Bengals game this weekend. It was so much fun. Like it's just so cool to have that out,
Yeah.
in the community. Everybody's super excited. So I
It's
don't know if you're
exciting.
feeling that energy too with the guys
Oh,
as well coming
yeah.
in and all of
Yeah.
that.
I've made the joke, but it's also me kind of speaking it to the universe. I'm like, listen, I would really like to do some hiking in Arizona. So if you guys could like
Right?
make that happen.
Have you
There's
been?
beautiful. I have. So when I was with the
Okay.
soccer team, we actually did a preseason there.
Oh,
Um,
cool.
and as naive as I was, like we land in Arizona and I'm like, they have mountains here. So,
It's
anyways,
awesome. It's
I did a ton of
beautiful.
hiking there. It was gorgeous. But they were warning you, like the the driver would drop me off at the bottom of this mountain that I was going to hike while the guys were all training. He was like,
Oh,
are you going in there alone? I'm like, totally. He's like, listen, where are you from? Because there are scorpions, there are mountain lions in there, and there are
yeah, you don't
routes.
want to go by yourself.
Are you sure you want to go in there by yourself? And I was like, I'm sorry, what did you say?
Yeah.
Anyways, I do. I want to do some hiking there. So speaking that to the universe,
Yes.
I would like to see myself in Arizona in February. Thank you very much.
Yeah, we just we need to stay healthy. And like your point on the Bills, Von Miller is
I
out
know.
for the season.
I know.
So that's going to be a big deal for the
Yeah.
Bills,
Yeah.
unfortunately. So he tore his ACL, which is obviously a big deal. So they've got a lot of
Or
weapons there.
or fortunately, you said I
Unfortunately for the Bills,
fortunately.
fortunately for the Bengals.
Fortunately for us.
Yes. And I mean, let's be honest.
Yeah,
I would
they're
love to go to the Super Bowl and bring home a ring. So I'm all for that. But there's still time. We've got a big rest of the season left. And then the Eagles are still looking really, really good.
man, they are. Yeah, they are.
So yeah, I don't know.
5 regular season games. We'll see what they unpack. Every team's got something to offer and unpack. So this will be exciting. It's gonna be
Yes.
good.
Yes.
Yay. And I'm gonna just go ahead and drop this off at the front counter again because I like to remind everybody every single week. The Celtics are still number one in the NBA standings. Thank you very much. Thank you. I'm gonna go home now. Mic
Oh
drop.
gosh. I'm surprised you didn't lead with that, Misty. I'm so surprised.
They play tonight, but like 10 p.m., which is way past my bedtime. But
Yeah.
yeah, number one, I'm gonna knock on wood. We're maintaining that lead above the Bucks, the Cavaliers, and everybody else below us. So I'm like, I really need to be saving my money for those playoff tickets because I foresee some great playoff games in the
I'm
future.
down to go to
I
Boston.
know. Ooh, and one last thing, let's talk about the World Cup.
I
Yeah.
know. I know. It's
So
crazy.
quarterfinals this weekend.
Unfortunately, where the US is out. That was a crazy game against the Netherlands.
Yeah.
So they play this Friday. And yeah, it's exciting.
Did you see the Portugal game where the coach actually benched Ronaldo
I
for the first
know.
78 minutes? And you can hear the entire stadium like chanting Ronaldo's name, right?
Yeah.
And he's just sitting there looking like, oh, I'm so angry. But apparently there was like a disagreement with his coach. So he was benched for the first 78 minutes and he finally got out there for like the last 16 minutes of the match. But yeah,
Yeah.
it was crazy to see. But they still won. Like the Ramos kid, like literally knocked
Killed
like three
it.
goals. Like that kid was on fire, on fire.
Before,
So
I didn't even know if they were going to let him in at all because they were
either.
winning. I think like way the score was like 5-1, I believe.
Oh, they
Um,
were they were doing they did 6-1, I think, by the end of it, but they were
yes.
doing fine without Ronaldo. So
Yeah. So that's, I mean, good for Portugal, but probably not,
yeah.
didn't look so good for Ronaldo.
No,
Ronaldo, but
but
he's key. He's key in them winning the World Cup.
can
So
can he be angry though? He just signed a 2-year deal for $200 million. Can he really be upset? If you're
must be
Ronaldo,
nice.
how upset are you, right? So here, I'm just going to throw out my predictions after the quarterfinals and the semifinals. I see Portugal and France. That's my prediction. Who do you see?
Hmm.
Portugal and France. I'm calling it now. We should put money on this. Little money, not large money.
You're like,
Little
I am not 100% confident, but that's who I want to win.
Little money, not big money. But I say Portugal and France. Who do you have?
Oh,
You
that's
know.
so tough.
Dude,
Um,
Kylian Mbappe with freaking France's killer.
oh,
Portugal's obviously
totally.
killer. I see
I
those two.
know.
Those
I
are those are my calls.
I feel like I'm a Ronaldo fan, so I'd probably say Portugal.
Portugal, yeah.
Um, and honestly, he's just such a great player. It's like I I think that they'll honestly win it all, but you never know. You never know.
You never know.
Watching the Netherlands, they looked solid too.
Yeah, they did. It's true.
With I think the US is going to be I think they have a lot of young players. So I think they just need that chemistry and need some experience.
Yeah.
They made a couple of mistakes that where they, a player would come through and not be unmarked and they'd score. So I think just like
Right.
little like talking and experience and things like that with each other would is going to help them. But
For sure.
so I think down the road will be. I mean, we're a great team.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I don't know. I think Portugal win it all. That's what I'm saying right now.
So there you have it. So
We'll
we're
check
feeling good
back.
about Portugal, right? Let's see what happens after this weekend on those quarterfinals. It'll be a fun
I
weekend.
know.
Maybe it ends up in the
Um,
semis.
So, funny story about the World Cup. So, at work, I have like CNBC, all the news stations on like
Of
a
course.
TV while I'm working. And, I mute it or whatnot while I'm, talking to clients or other advisors, things like that, whatever. But I'll have it on in the background so that I get, real time news, what's going on and all of
Right.
that stuff. So, it's super helpful. Well, let's just say that channel has sometimes been changed to the World Cup, here or there. I'm kind of in the back corner, and so I'm just like, oh, okay, the game's on. Let's hear that in the background while I'm working on stuff.
Absolutely, absolutely. I will say that is the great thing about my job. I actually posted a video on my Instagram. It was me scraping one of my guys, right?
Yes,
And Portugal is on.
I love that.
It's the great thing about being your own boss. The TV is on because we want it on. Like,
Yeah.
it's good stuff.
Um, yeah, and don't get me wrong, I'm not the only one in the office doing that. Like I'll walk by and I'll be like, oh, what's the score? Walk by everybody's office.
Oh my God. Man, I know so many people that have money on this stuff. So they're really paying attention to this. Like they want to know.
Yeah. It's a big deal. It's fun. It's fun to see. Have you where do you usually watch the games? Are you just watching them in the office and at home?
At office, I feel like what are they're done usually by 4 or 5 o'clock. I'm still at work at that hour, so definitely just mostly the office.
Yeah.
For sure.
Um I want to try to be like I want to find, well, I mean, I guess there are some soccer bars and things like that in Cincinnati. I want to
Oh
like
yeah.
be in that, like I think I'll probably do that once it gets closer to the
To hear
finals.
the
Yeah. Yeah.
That'd be
So
awesome. That'd be
it'll
so
be
fun.
fun. Hmm.
Perfect,
We'll have to
perfect.
do a little watch party.
I think we should. Totally
Yes.
should. Totally should. You guys, thank you so much. Another week. Here we are in the middle of the World Cup as we await what those quarterfinals, semifinals, and all the fun will be after this weekend. We're going to find out exactly what that competition looks like. And we're going to find out who in the AFC and NFC is still plunging forward to get to those top spots in their field. So, in any manner, you guys have a great weekend. Again, YouTube, rate, review us, comment. Same thing for Apple, Spotify, Stitcher, Google. We are everywhere. Let us know your thoughts. Give us some feedback. You guys have a great day.